You know, it's interesting. We live in a time when there's probably more leadership conferences, events, books, courses, podcasts than there's ever been before. And it's actually kind of interesting. When we go to these things, what are we experiencing? Or when we, attend to this content, what are we actually experiencing? Well, we have someone that obviously we look to as a leader. They're teaching leadership, so hopefully we look to them as a leader. And what is that leader doing? Well, almost always that leader is talking. Right? And certainly talking, communicating is a public side of leadership. But what's interesting that I see so often, and I had this mistake myself, is as a younger, maybe less mature leader, I thought that, man, what I saw all those leaders doing on stage, on podcasts, in courses, and in books was talking. And so that my leadership needed to look a lot like that. And it meant that in my business, in my one-on-one meetings, in the strategic planning meetings that we did with our team, even in the work we do with our customers, it meant that I needed to talk. And I had to learn the principle that we're focused on today, which is to lead, is to listen. We often get confused that what occurs on the stage is also what should happen behind the scenes. And in reality, the opposite is true. No doubt, there are areas where you are responsible for effectively communicating, for casting vision, for creating a compelling message and delivering it to the masses. But man, the minute you get into the actual work, the minute you actually get into the business, it's probably best to follow some really practical advice, and that is to shut your mouth, right? Instead of giving all the answers, what if you started asking questions? Instead of casting vision, what if you became adept at drawing vision out of others? Instead of just you bringing up all the ideas, what if you became the person that encouraged ideation in the people on your team? Remember this, you cannot effectively lead people that you do not listen to, because people don't care what you know until they know that you care. And how do you care? Well, you have to show them by listening to them. So I want to challenge you today in the maybe interactions that you have with your team or with your customers, in the one-on-one meetings that you have, maybe even in the strategic planning meetings that you have. Don't be the first person to talk, and don't be the person that talks the most. Ask ridiculously good questions. Make incredible eye contact. Really attend to what the person is saying. Draw out their perspectives, their hopes, their fears, their dreams, their desires. And out of that, don't be surprised if you experience yourself leading in a more effective way. Let's go.